Howdy, 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 howdy. We are back once again, and you're with a Canadian guy making stuff, Mr. Lord Fish. Last time in our pet series, we made a goat. Today, we are going to make a cow, I believe. Yeah. See how that goes. See if that. Figured it'd be something that a lot of people would be using in a game, but wouldn't know how to make. Especially if you're new at Blender. So if you're here, that's probably why you're here, or you're just showing some support. Either way, thank you for being here. And we'll just get going on everything here. I'm just sizing everything if you want to do the same. I use Unreal. You guys use other things, and that's fine, I'm sure. Alright, so let's start by getting the side view of what we're going to want our cow to look like. So try to get the right proportions of basically the meat of his body. Yeah? Or her. Her, I guess, if it's a cow. Something like that. Maybe we want to go a little bit bigger, but we'll do it evenly since we already have our size. Alright. And then we'll go to edit mode. Control B, that's wrong. I'll switch the faces while we're here. But we want to add a few bevels just to kind of round it a bit better. To 6, it's my new magic number. Try to go in between high res and low poly. Alright, so we're just gonna control B again now that we've added some more vertices and try to get the shape. The bodies are pretty square from what I'm seeing or what I've seen in cows. Something like that. May need it to be a little bit rounder. You decide what you like. Maybe we'll go a little rounder. Maybe that's not quite round enough at the front and stuff. Something like that. I think that's a bit better. Maybe they're a bit fatter. Something like that. Alright. Then we'll Shift A and we're out of edit mode. Make sure you're out of edit mode when you do this, because you don't want the piece to be attached. And I don't know how a cow's neck's gonna look, but I feel like it's gonna be almost triangular. So kind of like that is what I mean. And I don't know for sure, but that's just my general feeling. Because they usually, I think they got big, strong, muscly necks, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but let's find out. So I could do a couple different things. I could grab this face here, kind of drag it over until we're happy with the shape. Depends exactly what you're trying to do. What I will probably do is just probably tilt this to the right angle. Something like that. Oh, geez, should I have done that in edit mode? I think it's fine. I think it's fine to change the angle in edit mode, but I'm going to say it is. Let's just go with it and see what happens. So, just stretch it a little bit more for it kind of hides the neck more into the body. Something like that. And maybe we'll copy the shape. So we'll Shift D it. I'll take the 45 off. Okay. So it's just what it used to be without the 45, right? And we'll figure that out for his head because it's kind of similar to the head shape, I think. Okay, so let's just grab 4 of these edges and we'll leave the top and bottom flat because it doesn't really matter because they're going to be buried. So just go to edges. That's why I'm not grabbing it. Okay. Control B. And find the right angle of what you're looking for. It's going to be pretty round, I imagine, but just don't go too far, that's all. Something like that. I think it looks pretty good. Might have to move it around. Move it around, guys. Sorry, I won't do that anymore. But it was funny. Shrink it, do whatever you need to do to make it the right size. Maybe we'll build his head for we'll be able to see it a bit better. I'm going to do 90 and hopefully it turns it the right way. And it did. Perfect. So we're just going to boost this up and we're going to bring it back. You start to see the shape starting to take place here. That's obviously wrong, so let's go to edit mode, and do we want, I think we want the whole thing. So we'll control B. I hit A to grab the whole thing, by the way. Sorry about that. Something like this. I think that's around a right shape for his face. Could be mistaken. But let's go with it and see how it works out. Kind of looks more like a sheep right now, but we'll work on that. That looks a bit better. I know they got a big old round head too on top of their heads. Kind of like a big chrome dome type thing, so maybe we'll make that next. I feel like we could make it out of this piece, but we'd be stretching it quite a bit. It'd probably be better to use another piece if you can. And there's a few different ways, and each way has its own set of problems. Using an extra piece, you're kind of like cutting into the other piece in a way, even if you haven't cut it. You can sometimes look bad on the edges and stuff like that. And the other way of stretching it can usually cause some texturing issues. Even if you subdivide, sometimes it's not going to be perfect. It's just going to be you stretched it too much in different ways and things like that. I'm starting to prefer to use a separate piece and just doing it over again, but wait, what's not in the center here? This isn't in the center. Let's just move this all. Apparently I started off. No, it was just that one. Alright. Alright, just making sure. Then we're gonna go to edit mode and control B the whole thing. Get it even. Alright. Out of edit mode, shift D. Butt it forward. Yeah, I don't know exactly how we're gonna do all this yet, so we'll just kind of figure it out as we go. Hopefully it looks alright in the end. Something like this. Maybe their head's bigger that way. Let's try this. I don't know if that's right either. Doesn't look too right. I think their heads are kind of narrow like that. I feel like we're in the right area now. I feel like it's starting to look the right way, but if I made something wrong, or if you know animals better, maybe you live on a farm, well, you could always tell me about it in the comments, how you know animals better, but kind of do it the way you know best, and if you know a better way, you go ahead. I understand. I'm just giving you examples of how we're going to get there. Maybe you can use some of my tips. This kind of looks like a sheep, huh? Well, we'll make it look more like a cow. I think sheeps and dogs kind of look alike, and just about everything looks like them. I always say that looks like a sheep. Alright. Cow's eyes. Pretty sure they're on the side. Pretty sure they're kind of a human eye shape, and I could be mistaken about that, but I think there's something like this. And you go ahead and do it better if you know better, if you think I'm doing it wrong. Because I do not know cow's eyes that well, obviously. 15 maybe? No, that's wrong. 15 here maybe? That's also wrong. 15 here maybe. And that's the wrong way. So mine is 15. Alright, maybe you want to go a bit more. Maybe you just want to pull it out a bit more. Maybe you want to pull it out a lot. And then flatten it out a little bit, so it's not protruding so much. Right? You do you, you figure it out what's best. I think I'm going to do that. Looks a little long maybe. Kind of looks like a duck's eye. I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know how to do cow's eyes, man. Come on. Just kidding. We'll figure this out. Maybe a bit more forward. Something like this, I think. Yeah, that's a cow's eye. If I've ever seen one. Let's do a minus here. Did I not do a minus there? I could swear I did. I think maybe I just hit enter. I just assumed I did something. And then it'll be minus 15 is not, will be plus 15. Sorry. There we go, plus 15. It should fit. If you gotta drag them out just a hair, just notice that bottom edge is sticking out a bit. See what I mean? Might have to turn them up a bit to, I think it was this way. Did I make that better or worse? Oh yeah, worse. There we go, like that. Was it the second one? It was the second one. Alright, something like that. Maybe move it just a hair forward as well. Alright, so it's pretty much looking more cowy, I think. Kind of a ducky though. But we'll figure this out even better. Maybe we'll just make a new shape. Shift A. Go ahead and make a cube. Their ears are pretty odd shape too. That's going to be fun to try to... I remember they got a kind of odd shape to them. This should be fun. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I just keep telling myself that, and then we'll get through this somehow. I'm going to do every edge except for the inner edges towards his ear, or towards his head. Control B. Something like this. Now, hopefully this will look alright. And there's no guarantees. But we'll try and make this look alright. That looks pretty good to me. Hopefully you guys agree with me. I feel like if we did just a little bit right here, yeah, that looks more like that classic cow ear shape we're trying to get, guys. Classic cow ear, guys. I think it's like that. And if I'm mistaken, you just go ahead and you do you. You know better than me. That's fine. But I'm going to make this shape. So I'm going to Shift D it. Okay. Move this one out just a little bit. Maybe halfway. And then I'm going to hit S. I'm going to shrink it down quite a bit. Like that. And I'm going to move it in. Move it in. Okay, I did it again. I said I wouldn't, but I did. I'm sorry. Move it in. Move it into place, and then we will shrink it just a little more. And we're going to go a little bit longer that way. Okay. I think that's about right. Could be wrong. You do you, again, if I am wrong. And tell me in the comments if you know cows better if I'm doing this wrong. Difference. Okay. I may go ahead and color this right now because it should light up the shape that we just took out. Like that. We'll go up to the shader and then down here. And then I'm going to hit this. It'll first give us the option to first give it the entire thing a color. So I'm just going to pick like a brownie color like that. Maybe make it a bit darker. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then when I do my second color, I'm going to go new. And I'm going to make it kind of pinky. I don't know what color it should be actually. I want to make it red, but I don't know. Maybe it's darker brown. Let's do a darker brown. It's like the inner side of his ear. Okay. And you see what we're going for there? Now we got our look to our ear. And when we copy it to the other side with Shift D, right? We can go back up here. And we'll do minus. Okay, and then we'll do 180. That's wrong, don't do that one. Do the next one. Perfect. Okay. And if we do this, can move it right into his head, and it's right at the right size I want. You can stretch them out if you want again, or I think that's about the look I want there. And maybe we'll just look for the right angle. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm just going to try to tilt them a little bit. I'm not sure which way this is going to have to go. 165? That's wrong. 195. Ah, there we go. Perfect. So that's the kind of look I want. I think it looks pretty cowy. If you need to move it up or back and forth, just do whatever you need to do. Yeah, I'm going to have to move them individually. But maybe it's good. It'll give it a little bit of character at the same time if they're just a spot off each other. That's too far. That's about right. Just kind of look more real, like he's a real thing, is what I think anyways. So we got our ears, we got our eyes, we got our nose. Oh no, we don't have a nose. Okay, well that's what we can do next. Maybe this is a little thinner. Does that help with the look or make it worse? It's actually better like that. Got a bit of a flat forehead too. Makes it look like a bear when I make it smaller that way. Makes it look like a bear when I go smaller or bigger that way. You know what? It's gonna have to be this. This looks like a cow, I guess. Alright, make a new shape. I'm going to make a cube. And if you guys want, you could always make a small video and link it into the description if you want to show me how yours turned out, or you don't have to if you don't want to either, but I think it's pretty cool if you made it from this video. I'd love to see what you made. Alright, so I'm going to go with that shape. Obviously way too big, so like that. I think they got a big fat nose that goes like right across their entire nose type thing, like, or snout, so something like that. Let's try to get the right look. Hopefully we can figure out what it is, but I think it's like that, kinda. Probably more sunken, a little more out maybe, I guess, and then down just a hair. I feel like that's kind of like what we're looking for. Shrink the whole thing just a bit. Yeah, I think that's the look. Again, I'm not an expert at cows. I just don't know them that well. I have lived on a farm at one point, but it was so long ago I can barely remember. And we did not have any cows. Just lived there for a brief time. And there was basically no animals. Ooh, right. You know what, I was just going to make it taller, but it went wider both ways. I think I'll keep that though and see what we get. I want him to have a pretty small mouth, I'd assume. Something like this. Maybe a bit wider. A bit thinner. Just to give him a look for, you could tell at least that he has a mouth. Alright, we'll bool that out. Difference. think their heads might be a little bit more forward too. I'm trying to remember really. But again, these are just examples, and you do you. I'm just trying to get you to the shape to get to where we have a basic cow shape. Maybe we'll do a bull, see how far, how long it takes to get there. Got pretty far so far. We just need some legs and a tail. I think they got a long, slender tail, but let's think about that for a minute while we do some legs real quick. Alright. What should we do for his legs? I always do them a certain way, and I connect a bunch of pieces. Maybe it'd be better if we just try to do one piece for the whole leg. We'll see how that works out. So I'll grab all those edges in edit mode, and we'll just do that. And we're going to go out of edit mode. We'll go this way. I'll make it kind of like that, I think. Let's, oops, stretch it up and down, just up and down. And we'll go down to about there. Something like this, right? And maybe we'll try this one-piece leg thing. Usually I would avoid extruding, and remember to go ahead and subdivide all your textures after, for you don't have any issues. So something like this, and I'm going to shrink that. Then we'll go E, S, E. Okay. And we'll just take that bottom face and we'll push it. That doesn't work really. Something like that. Does that look like a cow leg? Looks a little long, I guess. I don't know how long. I think they got like little stumpy legs. I'm not really too sure on it. Something like that. And again, we're just getting started, so this is just our first one, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but do as good as you can anyways. And if you got a better way to do it, or you spotted a better way or something, go ahead. Tell me about it in the comments. Tell us all. Okay, I'm just going to try grabbing these rings. Maybe this will help a little bit with me escorting this piece a little more forward. See? Yeah, that's what I want. Something like that. For at least we can see his leg goes forward more. I'll just Shift D it. And we'll add a minus. Okay, so it should be exactly on their side. And then we'll grab them both and we'll Shift D. We'll drag them back. Okay. Let's make sure they're in there. Shift A. Yeah, I guess we'll just do a cylinder. And what we will do, oops, get out of edit mode. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Edit mode, darn it. So just go back, make sure you're out of edit mode, then make it. Otherwise it's going to be attached to something and we don't want that. Alright, let's do some sizing. S, stretch. S, stretch. Okay, probably something around there. I don't know exactly how long a cow's tail is. Something like this, I imagine it'd be about correct. Okay. Look pretty good to you? Looks pretty good to me. Go down to this bottom side, and we'll just go E, stop, S, E, S. Just a little robotic. Let's go back a little bit. I don't know exactly what their tail looks like, but I think they got a little tuft of hair at the end. maybe, and then just kind of go down a little bit with S, go a little farther with the S, a little farther with the S, and then it's not such a bold point where it looks almost robotic. So you want to kind of give it some like character. Alright, so grab all the, oh, do we have an extra block in there? Yeah, we do. So I'm just going to go into edit because somehow I got myself an extra block in here. I think I grabbed it, or it's inside of the cow here, so it's hard to see. There we go. Got it. I'm just going to delete it. Alright. Okay, now we're all better. We don't have hidden blocks inside of the cow. Okay. Now again, you can move the ears, you could size them a little bit if you want them to be bigger, the eyes, anything you think that's off, you go ahead and change. Just join the bottom half, then grab the whole face. Sorry, I'm clicking the wrong button. It's shift, left click to go ahead round and grab everything. When you've got the whole head, nothing but the head, go ahead and push Control J. And you can grab the neck and you can attach it to the head, Control J, and then you can attach the whole thing to there, Control J. Okay? Actually, let's go back one, undo. Let's just grab that head and try growing it a little bit. Oops. Anyways, you're happy with your look. Let's go a little forward. Grab his head, attach it to his body. Sorry, I forgot to do that. And we will go into coloring probably. Oops, there we go. Why didn't that color that? I don't know. It's all one. Anyways, so I will go A. Oh no, I can't do that actually. We'll go L over the body, L over the legs, L, L. And we're going to make it the first brown. Just the ears are a different color now. Okay. Then there seems to be material for this, so let's go ahead and do L over the eyes, and we'll make them white. Okay, so it's starting to look more like a cow now. Maybe you want to do his mouth some reddish colors. Since we used some easy pieces, it should be just this easy basically. Click the top half, and I click the bottom half, alright? And we could do plus, new, and make that a little reddy. See, he has a mouth basically. Now you can see he has a mouth, right? And we'll do his eyeballs, black probably. I'm just going to do a single dot in the middle if I can. You can see there's a little bit of size difference in there, so maybe use that to pick out your middle. Alright, and we'll do plus, new. And if you want to, you can go ahead and subdivide all this stuff to make sure that it's going to texture perfect for you if you're doing fur and things like that. Oh, I must have missed his tail. Let's do his tail. And we'll do that the first brown. Okay. And we can also do this part of it, this brown. But we're going to have to do our mouth again, it looks like. But again, it's just going to give you a bit more color. So you decide if you want to make it even a different color or light yellow or something like that. But I feel like it gives it a bit more color to the cow, but up to you. If you want to do some color batches, you could probably do some stuff here if you want to like grab this corner and make it brown, the darker brown or whatever to give them color. If you think it looks better one color, you go ahead. I think their noses are also a separate color, so maybe we'll give it more of a different tone as well. I don't know what an appropriate color for a cow's nose would be, so I'm just going to make it that color. Maybe that looks funny. It does look pretty funny, actually. I don't know, let's make it black then. I don't know, okay? I just don't know. That looks less funny, but it looks more like a bear. So maybe we'll just give them one more detail to help it look more like a cow. And you can disagree and let me know in the comments if you disagree. But I believe they have really big nostrils. And the reason is that they're usually standing in fields all day grazing. And it's a way for them to dispense the heat, if I'm not mistaken. Right, and the bigger your nostrils and breathing spots are, I think is the better for that stuff. Why does that not look centered? Something's not right here. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is now. That nose isn't centered. That's what it is, right? What the heck's going on? Looks like we're a little off. I just hand adjust it. Alright, let's do S. S. Pop her out, put her up, put her over one side or the other. Then probably drive it in a little bit. Shift D. Drive it in a little bit. There we go. Something like that. And take them out of the cow. We might have problems. It might bool something up here. Might have to separate the nose to do this, but let's see. Yeah, let's just separate the nose. I'm sure we could use a solution, I guess, actually. Object, oops. I clicked off everything by accident. Cool. And we'll just do the second one. And we'll go here. We'll see if we can find something in the solver. There we go. That looks like it did it. Everything else is still there. Alright, perfect. So we'll just apply. The other option would have been to remove it while we did it, but that's fine. This is working. And we'll delete those two. And we'll grab this, go into edit, and we're just going to hit black color again, or unless you want to do those insides of his nose a different color, up to you. But maybe we will, sorry, down here, just go black aside. Alright, and I feel like it just gives it more of a cow look, but again, up to you. If you want to do a bull, it's easy enough. We just need to add horns, but maybe we'll stop there. I'm sure you guys have had enough of watching me, so thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy this type of stuff and just kind of chilling with me and making some cool stuff. And subscribe, all that other stuff. Like me, thumbs me up, do all the thumbing you want. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.